very favorite products that doTERRA sells is the Lifelong Vitality supplement line. I have counted these vitamins as an important part of my daily health routine for about 2 years now. And prior to using LLV, I was using some other brands of supplements. And to be honest with you, I didn't really know if they were working. I didn't really see or notice a change in my body. So I decided to try the Lifelong Vitality. And I can tell you that within 30 days of using LLV, I started noticing changes in my body. I mean, I'm a mid-40s mom of 2, so I'm a busy woman, and I started noticing changes in my energy levels, and I would wake up feeling like totally energized in the morning with tons of energy to last throughout the day, and started noticing that I was sleeping better and, sleeping deeper sleeps and just waking up feeling much more rested. And probably one of the biggest benefits that I've seen from using LLV is a huge improvement to my immune system. When my kids bring germs home and they get sick, I manage to stay healthy. And moms know that when mom gets sick, everything else falls, right? So that's been a huge impact to me and my family. And this vitamins lineup has been so impactful to my life that recently we were traveling and I forgot my LLV at home, and I actually had a friend who was coming up to the same place where we were staying bring my vitamins to me. That's how important these vitamins have become to my daily health habit.
Today we're going to talk a little bit about Lifelong Vitality. My name's Laura.
I'm Jordan.
And this is the vegan Lifelong Vitality pack. So we've got your Alpha CRS, that's the cellular vitality complex, the essential oil complex, and the essential oil omega complex, and the vegan microplex. So it's like a food nutrient complex. So recommended dosage is 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon or evening. If you're starting out, sometimes that can seem like a lot. So I definitely recommend maybe that you start off with twice a day. And if remembering to take vitamins is difficult for you, I started by just taking 2 right before bed. So that's a recommendation that I make to people who are new to starting and creating a new habit. After about 21 straight days of doing it, it's gonna be just something that you naturally do right before you go to bed. And if you wanna incorporate that morning routine, then when you wake up making it, you come downstairs, get a glass of water with lemon, and take your vitamins. Mm-hmm. Jordan, did you notice a difference after starting to take these?
It's one of those things that you have to stick with it for a certain amount of time to notice any benefits. Mm-hmm. And what I realized, I didn't realize how well it worked until I woke up one day and I was like, oh my gosh, I ran out a couple days ago and I'm really feeling it.
This is why this is a good one to put in your LRP. So that's the loyalty rewards program where you get to actually earn points on everything that you order, and it comes monthly. So it's like our monthly wellness box is delivered to us, and we don't really have to think about it. We can add things to our loyalty rewards program cart if we run out of different oils. So these are amazing, help with energy, help you to feel totally revitalized. I noticed a major difference when I ran out, and I think it was like 3 days without my vitamins. I think that was at the time in which he started to take what I was taking, and I didn't realize that I needed more because I was used to taking care of myself.
Oops.
And not him being like on it when taking his vitamins. And because we do eat a primarily plant-based diet, it is nice to have the extra nutrients. So there's vitamin B12, there's essential oils in all of these, magnesium, so it helps with sleep as well. And there's a few other ones that we add on to our pack when we're ordering the Lifelong Vitality Kit. So it gives you the option to add on, I think, 2 other vitamins or supplements at a discounted rate. One I highly recommend is the Deep Blue. Talk a little bit about it.
I absolutely love this Deep Blue. Deep Blue polyphenol complex. So the way I like to think about this is, think the Deep Blue rub. That's usually, or from my experience anyways, as a runner, as a fairly athletic guy, that was my go-to, is the Deep Blue rub. So this, essentially, the way I look at it is deep blue for your insides, is the way I look at it. And I gotta say, like, I separated my shoulder in the summertime, and the muscle that I tore is one of the worst things to have tear, as the recovery time is very long. This has definitely helped me through things a lot, tremendously. Not to mention post-run, things like that, having this to help repair those muscles.
So it actually, this one has frankincense and I think Melissa and some really other amazing essential oils in it. And it's great for any kind of inflammation too. So if you get swelling in your legs because you're up and around, or it's just something that you were cursed with genetically like me, this is a great blend to add to your vitamin mix.
For sure.
Yeah, another one that I like is the On Guard soft gels. This is a protective blend, so this just helps you to take it internally to protect you from getting sick. And Copaiba, it comes in a soft gel as well. This one supports your nervous system to make sure everything is working well, and I find that this can support your mood as well. Another one I do recommend is Terrazyme. So it's like the Zengest or Digest Zen supplement. I do take the Digest Zen right in my water, but some people don't like that, so it's nice to have the Terrazyme on hand. If you don't normally eat gluten or dairy, or you're going out to a restaurant, or you're traveling, this is a great one to take traveling. It's nice to have this in case you're experiencing any gut discomfort. And those are basically what we take. So the Lifelong Vitality Pack, and we add on, usually we add on 2 Deep Blues because we love it. And I definitely, again, highly recommend these 2 as well. Anything else?
Perfect.
I think everybody should try these. doTERRA does have a 30-day money-back guarantee when you purchase this yourself. Someone else can't purchase it for you.
Which doesn't happen.
Well, we've never had anyone return it, but it's nice that they stand behind their product.
And that's kind of what I mean. Yes.
Yeah.
Not only has it never happened for us, but how often does it happen where there's a guarantee?
Right. It's great. So if you haven't started taking this already, I highly recommend it. Even though doTERRA is an essential oils company, this is actually doTERRA's #1 selling product. And it's because it speaks for itself. Once you start taking it, it's like there's no going back. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, message me. If you're currently using this, tell me what you love. Tell me what you noticed. Tell me if your sleep was improved, or you noticed a difference in your metabolism and your energy. We want to know. Okay? Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello, my name is Natalie Pelto, and I am the founder of Essential Modern Day Healers. And I'm going to give you guys a really quick testimonial about how amazing Lifelong Vitality is and why you actually want it in your life. I was introduced to doTERRA through actually the children's supplements more so than the adult supplements. And they had such a dramatic impact in our children's lives that when we were actually hit with a very scary, some very scary symptoms for my husband, I was very open to looking over the supplement line. Being a nutritional therapist and also from Western healthcare, I had a very skeptic view of supplementation, but I've actually realized that right now the way our soil is, it's one of those things you just really absolutely have to have. And we were dealing with massive amounts of weight loss in my husband, and my husband being 6 foot tall, we actually at one point were looking at his weight at around 130 pounds, which is very, very light. And it was a very scary moment in our lives. And at that time, being in a diagnostic field at the hospital, it was very scary to be on the other end and watching my husband go through all these tests and understanding that the symptoms could match up to many different scenarios and outcomes. And a lot of them being extremely, extremely scary. Because I do work in diagnostic imaging, I do tend to see cancers being diagnosed on the daily. So I am very aware of what our bodies can go through and what very specific symptoms look like. So when we were going through this journey, being a nutritional therapist, we were starting on a beautiful health plan for him. We were reducing inflammatory foods and replenishing with different types of foods. And this is the first time my husband had ever had to look outside of the nutrition box of our Western culture diet. It was one of those moments where he had to unlearn and rewild, as we say, or relearn everything he knew about the world of food and his body. And we're so privileged to have a supplement line to help boost what we can already be doing. And so through our program of food, he needed more. And it happened quickly, and I was so grateful. When I looked over the Lifelong Vitality Pack, what a beautiful gift it was to have all 3 of those supplements that I would not have to source globally. And I was used to sourcing globally and paying all kinds of shipping charges because I had done this with my son. And so I thought, what a gift that I have the opportunity to have everything I want in this pack of amazing goodness that has like this bioavailable formula, and we saw changes. So for us, our testimonial is very, very wonderful. My husband is now at a better weight, and he has maintained that weight for 2 years, still using Lifelong Vitality. I'll tell you guys a story if you have people who are a little bit on the bandwagon about starting. My husband was very, very not open to the dosage of what I wanted him to start with. So we started with 1 of each pill, so 3 a day. And then we moved up to 6. And sometimes he takes 6, and sometimes when he's feeling run down, he'll take a little more. But he really, truly has seen such a dramatic impact, not only physically, but the byproduct of that was what happened emotionally to him. And what a shift that has been for us to truly see how much our nutrition can affect both our emotions and our body physically. It is all one beautiful whole system that does need to work together. And knowing that we are able to support our cellular regeneration with something that is this beautiful and supportive, we're quite lucky to be able to just incorporate something so simple into a daily routine. And that is a gift to have a supplement, because supplements are easy. In the world of Western culture, where we're used to just popping medication because that's what we're taught, incorporating habits is truly the most crucial part of any regimen, because it is what will help you succeed. And being able to have that in a whole food supplement pill form is actually a gift for us, because it is so easy to add, because it is something that we as humans are used to right now in our culture. So if you have not hopped onto the bandwagon for Lifelong Vitality, I so would recommend it. My inner circle, my outer circle, they are all on this product because of how much and how great they are feeling right now. That is just one story of so many that I have, but I felt like it would be best to talk about us personally. So have a great day.
Hey guys, my name is Amy DeCagney. I'm a Diamond Leader on the Whole Fit team, and I'm really excited and honored to share with you my experience with introducing TerraZyme into my daily healthy habits routine. So I started using TerraZyme probably about 2 years ago, maybe 2.5, and I started using them for digestive support, really. When I travel, and I travel often for my doTERRA business, and I travel often in my personal life, my digestive function kind of isn't what it normally is when I'm at home, right? When I'm in my typical routine and I have all my regular tools and habits at my disposal. And I heard from someone else in doTERRA that they were using TerraZyme to bridge that gap for themselves. And so I thought, well, why not? I'll give it a try. Turns out they work. So I began introducing TerraZyme into my routine on a daily basis when I'm at home as well, just to have that consistent foundation in place, because I learned that as we age, we produce fewer enzymes in our bodies overall, and not just digestive enzymes, but the enzymes that drive all processes in the body. And for every 10 years that we age, after the age of 30, we produce 1/3 fewer enzymes than we used to. So somebody who's younger might not need or not need enzyme support like someone who's in their late 30s, maybe early 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond. but they may need them for digestive function. So my digestive function improved dramatically. That was awesome. One of the side benefits that I noticed, you guys, and I know that it's related to the TerraZyme because it's the only thing that I added in and was doing differently, was I noticed that the bumps, the red bumps, maybe you experienced this as well, the red bumps I had on the backs of my arms and occasionally on the backs of my legs completely disappeared. Now this is something that I've worked with for most of my adult life. I noticed it when I was a teenager and it was something that really bothered me, but back then we really had no awareness around the connection between the fact that maybe I drank a lot of milk or ate a lot of bread products every single day might be impacting that. When I cut out dairy and gluten and started dry skin brushing every day, those bumps really started to disappear. But as I got older, they kind of started to creep back in. Now I'm in my late 30s, so I am already producing fewer enzymes than I was in my early 20s or late 20s when I might have gotten this a little bit more under control. And so they started to come back. And it wasn't until I started introducing TerraZyme into my daily routine that they actually disappeared again. So I hope that's helpful to you. It's been my experience. TerraZyme is a must-have in my own daily healthy habits routine now. I take TerraZyme before every meal, every single day. This is on my monthly wellness order every single month without fail. Oftentimes I order 2 bottles just to be sure that I'm not gonna run out. I share them with my kids too because I've noticed that my girls are already starting to get those little patches. And my older daughter, Annabelle, she's 11, so those hormonal things are gonna start to creep in. And if I can support her enzymatic production in any way possible, I'm gonna do it. So I usually break one of these into a smoothie or a bowl of, oatmeal or what have you when they're eating breakfast in the morning. And that's how my girls get it in their diets as well. That's it. To your health.
Hi guys, my name is Cathy McSpadden. I'm coming to you live from Tillsonburg, Ontario in my backyard. And I wanted to speak to you guys today about the PB Assist. My background is in food science, so I love these products. And if you know me from my Courage and Kind community, you know that these are some of the products that I talk about over and over and over again because I just think that they're so great and I have never seen anything like them on the market. So I'm talking about PB Assist today. So this is a probiotic, but what makes it super special, unlike anything else on the market, is the way that it works and how it's designed to work on our body. So it actually has a really cool, unique look to it. It's double encapsulated. So the probiotic part that's a good bacteria. It's in the green shell, and in the outer shell there's actually like a little liquid, and that's called FOS, which stands for fructooligosaccharides. And what that means is that is actually the prebiotic. So most probiotics on the market are only just one probiotic, which is different strains of bacteria. But what happens is they're typically unprotected. So meaning when you take them internally, you have to refrigerate them to keep them alive, and B, when you actually take them, they won't actually survive your stomach acid, so they don't actually get to the areas in your gut where it needs to do its work and thrive, which is the small intestine. Because these are double walled like this, and because it has the prebiotic in there, what happens is when you actually take this as a probiotic, it is double walled, so it doesn't get absorbed and digested or broken down in your gut, in your stomach. It goes through into your small intestine and survives there. And because it has the prebiotic fibers in there, it'll actually help to implant it into your small intestine. And the probiotic is the food for your your prebiotic is the food for your probiotic. So it actually can grow and flourish in your small intestine instead of just dying down. Most probiotics on the market don't have that prebiotic connected together. So what happens is when you take it, it's actually dying off because it has no food to survive on. So this is such a unique product from doTERRA. I do recommend it to basically all of my customers to take, and what I love is you only have to take one a day. So if you have some serious gastro problems, you can take one with every meal, but for me, I take one a day, and that helps me to keep myself regular, my kids regular, and just has a really healthy gut bacteria. And we know how much a healthy gut affects our brain and our emotions, and our serotonin levels as well, and our immunity. So 70% of our immunity is in our gut, and same thing, all of our happy feelings and things like that are produced, all those hormones are produced in our gut. So if we don't have the right bacteria thriving there, then we got a major problem. So this is something that I definitely recommend. I take it personally every day, and I'm so glad that I started taking them because it has made such a world of difference to my health. So this is something that I definitely recommend because you're not gonna see anything like that on the market. Okay guys, have an awesome day.
I'm Genevieve, and I'm a wellness advocate for doTERRA. I want to talk about one of the oils that we use the most in our house. So this is my husband. I think this is my husband's favorite oil, lemon. doTERRA's lemon, it comes from the peel of the fruit. The lemons come from Sicily, and so it smells divine. It smells so good when you smell lemon. There's a couple of ways that I use this, like practically around the house. It's awesome for getting stickers off the floor. If you have toddlers, or if you have something that, or labels on things, if you buy something from Winners or whatever and you can't get the sticker, the price tag off, just dab the lemon on like a stain stick and literally wait a few seconds, it totally comes off. The other way that we use lemon in our house is, it's one of our first rituals that we do in the morning. I like to have a big glass of water, and I will add a drop of lemon to the water. So as I mentioned, we're going into summer, we're going into hot temperatures. You just want to make sure no sun exposure, that if you're putting lemon on your skin, that it's under clothing or on your hair, or not on your face, on your chest, on your arms, because you will burn faster. Couple of other things. If you're putting lemon in your water, you want to make sure the container is glass or stainless steel. You don't want to do it in a plastic container because of the power of lemon and the chemical constituents of lemon. It will actually, if you put it in a plastic bottle, it will start to take away the inside of the bottle. But both my husband and I love a drop of lemon in our water first thing in the morning before we have coffee. It's one of our key oil rituals that we do. It flushes. It's a gentle detox of the system. It flushes. It feels really good. My husband likes to say he has the best peas when he has lemon in his water. And it also kind of encourages you to drink more water. I really enjoy the taste of this. Another way, you can use this so many different ways in your life. It's such a valuable oil to have. And the cool thing is, like, this is a bottle of lemon. There's 250 drops in this bottle. It's 100% pure. There's no pesticides, heavy metals. The quality is so good that I personally have no problems taking this internally. I've been doing it for 4 years, and I feel the best I've ever had and have in my life. So, do your research, go with what you're comfortable with, but if this is intriguing to you, give it a try. Let me know how it goes. Have a great day. Bye.
Hello guys, how are you? So Mila and I are here to talk about lavender oil. So lavender oil is a super commonly used oil that we use in our house, And I always like to say that lavender oil is super calming. So it's one of the most, in my opinion, one of the most like calming oils out there. So what I mean by calming is it's calming for your mind, but it's also calming for your skin. So lavender oil is actually Mila's favorite oil. So we're gonna share a couple uses for lavender oil. So Mila, what is a couple uses that you use lavender oil for?
My feet, for my bath.
Yeah, so we actually put around, I would say 5 drops of lavender oil onto a cup of Epsom salts, mix it, and then throw it into the bath at nighttime. And then at bedtime, what do we do?
Feet.
We'd put it on your feet. So we will actually put around 1 to 2 drops and dilute it just a little bit with fractionated coconut oil, and then apply it and massage it onto her feet. I love applying it and massaging it onto her spine as well before bedtime. And then, is this roller bottle in your backpack?
Yeah, I'll go get it.
No, and what do you do with it at school?
Help people when they're crying.
You help people when they're crying? And how do you use it? Okay, so she's being a little shy, and that's okay. So what Miss Mila does at school is she actually made sure when she started kindergarten this year that we made a roller bottle of lavender oil. She has it in her backpack, and she'll actually put a roller and apply it to some of her friends' necks if they're actually being upset at school, which is really, really sweet.
I was crying at school, so I helped her.
Yeah, so lavender oil is amazing for if you burn yourself, any sort of skin irritations, it's incredible for that. If you just need any relaxation, it's amazing for that as well.
Hi everyone, my name is Elizabeth Matthews and I am a Platinum Leader with doTERRA on the Whole Fit team. And I'm really pleased to be here today with you to chat a little bit about one of my all-time most profound experience oils, and that is frankincense. So frankincense was one that I opened out of my Home Essentials kit. And when I first smelled it, I thought, oh, I don't really love that one. I actually don't really like it. And I had to learn about it and read up about it to really open myself up to the idea of even using it. And now it's the one that I take with me everywhere I go, and I can't live without it. I've actually grown to deeply love this smell of this oil because of everything that it does for me. So I'm really excited to share with you that. So basically the first experience I had with it was an emotional one. Not knowing much about it, I read up in my emotions book on the emotional impact and the connection that this oil makes to the limbic part of the brain and how it connects to your emotional response. And I started to try to use it in that way. I put it in my diffuser, and I slowly began to notice shifts in my own emotional well-being when using this oil. It really helped to calm me. It helped to be a bit of a reset for my emotional self. And in times that I was feeling anxious or nervous or any kind of, sadness in my life, I would reach for my frankincense, and I really noticed a very strong immediate response to using this oil. So that started me on the path of actually really loving it and growing to make that connection with the feeling of security and ease and relaxation came with using this oil. It made me just absolutely love the smell of frankincense. So I would diffuse it. I also then, learning a little bit about the benefits to your physiological body as well, learning about the cellular regeneration properties of it, I was really excited and intrigued to experiment a bit with it in that way. So I started using it on my skin. And what I did was I actually bought some jojoba oil, organic, beautiful jojoba oil in Australia where I used to live. And I started putting a squirt of that in my hand with maybe 2-3 drops of frankincense. And I would just literally lather that and put that all over my face and my neck before bed. Now I would have my shower and I'd get all beautifully clean and then do that ritual every night. And I noticed a huge shift again. So first off, I noticed a change in the quality of my skin. And now I'm not a big proponent of, anti-aging marketing. But what I do know is that the frankincense was actually helping to repair and just even out my skin tone. I've been blessed with not really problematic skin, but I do tend to get dry patches and red patches, and I do get, little breakout zones, especially with my hormonal phases. And so I really noticed a shift happening with that as well. So my skin just evened out and felt really beautiful. And I found that I didn't have to reach for any other products. So that was my beautiful little nighttime routine. But the added benefit of that was it really set me up for a beautiful, restful sleep. I was finding that, again, with the emotional side of it, it was really relaxing and calming me before bed. And if my skin felt a little bit oily, it was okay. When I woke up in the morning, I just felt like a new woman. It was beautiful. So I've been doing that ritual now for about 2.5 years, and nothing's going to get me to stop doing that. I just love it. So creating a little ritual in that with your frankincense is a beautiful thing to do. I also love to put it on the soles of my feet at bedtime. And I'll do the same. I'll give myself a little foot massage with frankincense. I do this for my daughter too, who absolutely loves it. And it's become a beautiful nighttime ritual that she can be a part of too, and relaxes her for her sleep as well. The other thing I just wanted to mention quickly about frankincense is the sourcing. And for me, that's a beautiful, important aspect of what doTERRA does, the work that they do, and the co-impact sourcing, and learning how they're sourcing this oil, it's a resin that comes from a tree in Somalia, and how it's supporting the people on the ground there was a huge thing to my heart. So every time I order another bottle of my beautiful frankincense, I think about those people in Somalia who are harvesting this resin from trees that's been passed down to them and through generations. And I think about the impact that us purchasing this directly through them makes in their lives, and the beautiful work that doTERRA are doing around the world. Thanks, everyone. Hope you're enjoying your frankincense.
Hello, you guys. This is Kerrigan. I wanted to share a personal testimony that I have with this oil right here, frankincense essential oil. Kind of my coming home moment, frankincense actually. And it was actually quite a few years ago now. I had my youngest son, who is 3.5. He was a baby, because I remember I was carrying him. I was carrying him around, and it was kind of a scary moment. So I get those migraines where you lose your vision temporarily, and then the headache comes on. So I get severe head tension. I don't get these very often. I'm not even 100% sure what the trigger is for them. If it's hormonal, if it's a lack of something within my diet, if it was stress related, or it's probably not, because I would get them more often. I'm not sure what the triggers are, but very, very occasionally I will get them. Yeah, so frankincense really came through for me when I was ready to have this onslaught of very severe head tension. So I have been educating about essential oils for almost 5 years now. And at that time I'd been educating about oils. And so I knew that frankincense was going to be my go-to oil. I remember teaching people about how frankincense can really help support head tension. So at that moment, I was starting to lose my vision. I saw squiggly, colorful lines. Sounds really scary, and it is when you're going through it. So I went and grabbed my frankincense oil, and how I applied it was I added a drop of frankincense to my finger, and I put it on the roof of my mouth, dropped a drop of frankincense under my tongue, and then just a couple of drops in my hand, and I breathed it in, and I put it behind my neck and behind my ears, and I did this application again, so like right away. And I went and sat down, I grabbed some water, just try to really calm myself and relax. And I was blown away. I was so surprised I had that whole, losing vision thing start to go away. And the head tension that typically comes on that's so severe, so I was barely even recognizable. So I didn't need to take any kind of over-the-counter for something like that, which is unheard of in that situation for me. And so the only thing that I could attribute it to at that moment was frankincense that I used. And so it was so powerful and really left an impression on me, because this would be something that I would be wrecked all day long. And so having something as simple as that work so quickly and effectively really impressed me. And it's something that I continue to share, especially I know this is it's a very common thing, and a lot of people are plagued with severe head tension and don't realize that they have something that is super powerful and effective in a natural option, as a natural solution. And frankincense is really the essential oil that I wanted to share in this testimony. And then I did have another instance where, and this was years later, where I had something very similar happen. I was having lunch with my daughter, and I started to get that squiggly line, lose vision. I knew I had to get home immediately, and I drew a very warm bath full, so it was like bubbles up to my neck, and I added a cup of Epsom salt, bunch of drops of frankincense oil, like 5 or 6, and again did the same protocol: frankincense oil in my hands, roof of my mouth, under my tongue, and I had the same situation where I just closed my eyes and relaxed and soaked in that Epsom salt and that frankincense, and was wonderful after. I didn't even have to deal with all of the head tension that surrounded that whole situation, and I was able to bounce back, be a very present mom, and feeling much, much better. And so I really hope that my hope and my intention is that this testimony really helps somebody, because it's a really powerful thing when we can reach for something as simple as an essential oil, and it can make such a difference in our own health and how we feel in our body, which impacts how we show up. And so frankincense is an essential oil that I try to use every single day. I know that frankincense has so many health benefits, and it's one of those oils when we talk about daily habits and healthy habits. It's an oil that I try to put on myself every single day, or apply on my kids every single day, because I know the tremendous benefits and how powerful it is in supporting our health and our cellular health. So hopefully this will help somebody, and I hope that you are motivated by it as well to incorporate more frankincense in your day. All right, thanks for listening, you guys, to my testimony, and I hope that you have a wonderful day.
Hey guys, my name is Yolanda Cool, and I want to chat with you today about why balanced essential oil is such an important part of your daily healthy habits routine. I'm a mom of 4 boys, and I'm a police officer's wife, and sometimes that looks like stress and overwhelm. In the mornings as we're getting ready for school, or sometimes, in that dinner witching hour, I feel like I'm herding ferrets and nobody's listening to me. And that can absolutely get my heart rate going and help me to feel a lot of stress. Lots of things will show up in our lives that induce and create that feeling of stress and overwhelm and anxiousness. And we know that long term, that stress is not good for us. It causes this state of dis-ease in our body, and it'll manifest in physical, mental, emotional symptoms. Sometimes you'll experience it in tension and pain and digestive upset, insomnia, fatigue, all kinds of physical things. And you'll also start to notice that your mental health becomes affected by stress. Stress is that long-term elevated cortisol level. We need cortisol because it is our adrenaline. It helps us to accomplish things, whether it's exercise or productivity, motivation. We know it can be good, but it can also be negative if it's left unchecked long term. That constant stress will become something that's damaging to your overall wellness. So we need something that can come into our lives and reduce that stress. Sometimes you need to remove things from your lives that are being stress causers, and sometimes you need something that helps you to find a way to relax and respond to those situations appropriately. Balance essential oil can be that thing. Balance is comprised of mainly tree oils, spruce, hoe wood, and frankincense, as well as some florals, blue tansy and blue chamomile. These oils, florals and tree oils, are both very calming and also very stabilizing. So think of the metaphor of the tree. The tree stands strong with big, strong roots, very grounded, very secure, very stable. Balance is very similar in concept, that it's very grounding. You feel that sense of calm, that sense of evening out of your emotions, and you feel very strong and confident and capable because of that sense of peace that overwhelms you. So I use Balance Essential Oil in the morning and sometimes again in the afternoon if I feel I need a little bit more. I'll apply it to my wrists, my pulse points, the back of my neck, the bottoms of my feet. Those are all great ways to use your balance. And it helps me to experience more peace. So as I approach my day, that calming oil is this constant around my life. It really does make the rest of things feel easier because I respond to it better. Sometimes we'll have a situation that arises that causes us to go immediately to that feeling of overwhelm, and our brain begins to do that habitually. So you'll experience a stimulus and your brain will respond out of habit the same way. This actually is a neurological pathway that's formed, and your brain doesn't like change. It likes to do things the easiest, most direct way. So in order to change those habits, it's very difficult, but you need to rewire your brain and form a new pathway within those neurons. And you can do that by introducing a stimulus like essential oil to interrupt those patterns and to create a new response. So the next time you find yourself in that stressful situation, smell your bottle of Balance or apply it to your body topically, and you'll see the way that it shifts your mood and shifts your response to that situation. That moment of mindfulness will be really important as well, taking that time to breathe and inhale and enjoy, and it will promote this feeling of calmness, grounding, peacefulness, cheerfulness, and tranquility. So I encourage every one of you to try Balance in your daily routine. You can pick it up in the Healthy Habits Kit, and it really will be a strong player in the way that you interact in the world. I love it and I can't live without it. Bye guys, have a good day.
Hi everyone, my name is Maureen and I am super excited to talk to you today about some of the products that I just love in the Daily Habits Kit. They have helped me so much and I know they're going to do the same for you. I love endurance sports and I do a lot of training and racing for half Ironmans and marathons and half marathons. So you can imagine, with a lot of training for years and throughout the year, my joints need a lot of support, as do my muscles and just my overall body. And I'm going to share this with you just to help you understand how much Deep Blue has done for me. Before doTERRA, Deep Blue, I would get Synvisc injections in my knees and not healthy, right? But now this is what I use. I just put a little bit in the palm of my hand with a drop or two of frankincense and just rub that into whatever area needs TLC. And you do the same for yourself. Before exercise, after exercise, it will help with the muscle recovery. And even if you're not exercising, if something's really sore on you, do this. It's really, really going to make a difference. So the other thing I want to share with you is the Lifelong Vitality. These supplements have really helped me. I have celiac, and before using the Lifelong Vitality as well as the Digest-Sen, I used to get cramps on a daily basis. Like even avoiding food that has gluten in it, I still would get a lot of cramps. And when I started using these, I thought, oh, well, when I finished the month, I thought, I really don't think I noticed much of a difference, so I didn't replace them. And then that's when I noticed the difference. All of a sudden, cramping was there, and I realized while I had been taking the LLV, I went without cramps, which for me is super amazing. And I used to control the pain from my cramps with Advil. Like I lived on Advil. So the LLV with the Digest Zen, when I feel anything coming on, I will put a drop under my tongue and so take it internally. And I'll also put a drop in the palm of my hand with some fractionated coconut oil and rub that over my intestinal area. And it just brings me so much comfort, and it helps ease the discomfort. And I have literally not taken an Advil in the 4.5 years that I've been with doTERRA, not for the inflammation from all the exercise, not for celiac discomfort. So I am excited for you to be using these, and I know they're going to make a huge difference for you. So thanks for listening.
Hello, everyone. So it's Natalie Pelto coming back to talk to you guys a little bit about this magical oil. You can't see that well. There you go. Copaiba. So I'm actually going to give you my own personal testimonial because Copaiba has changed my life, and it will change so many people's lives. It is probably one of the most testimonial oils out there. But for me, what I'd like to tell you guys is just what an impact it had for my own personal journey. So I suffer from a very severe scoliosis, which would be considered almost surgical candidate. I think it is considered a surgical candidate. And because I only discovered it very late in life, which I shouldn't say very late in life, but after my daughter was born, unfortunately, due to my lack of awareness over time, my options were pretty limited. Pretty much when you have a scoliosis, your only true options after that are to truly just manage pain. And coming from healthcare, I'm very, I don't want to say against, but I am against using opioids. I tend to have an addictive personality, and already knowing that, it's something I've just always focused on staying away from for personal reasons. And so it's the space where I lived in pain for a long time. So I remember the first time that Copaiba was announced at convention, and I kind of knew what it was. I kind of understood that it worked with the endocannabinoidal system, and I had heard about it from another essential oil company. So it wasn't my first time hearing about Copaiba. And so one of the things that I was kind of really excited that we had it now. So what I was excited though was not because of the way that the pain receptors would affect me. I was more excited that it would be immunity boosting, and I was traveling and I needed immunity boosting oils. So when I returned from my trip, I remember sitting on the side of my bed one morning, probably about 3 days after I'd been taking it consistently for immunity. And the funny thing is that when I wake up in the morning, when you have a scoliosis, for me, that's when I feel the most pain. If your body is dehydrated, which it naturally is in the morning, your disc spaces are a lot more smushed, I guess is the way to say it, so everyone can understand, but they're more compressed. And that means that when you hydrate, they decompress a little bit. And so that knowledge that I had is always the same. In the mornings, I have a routine where I sit on the edge of the bed with my eyes closed for a few minutes just to force myself and kind of do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's time to get going. But it is a painful process. Now, on that third day of taking Copaiba under my tongue, morning and night, I sat on the edge of my bed and I got up. And I didn't even think twice about it. I didn't have to sit. I didn't have my eyes closed. And in that moment, I realized just how impactful this essential oil could be. I all of a sudden realized how much more joy I would feel in my life because this oil had literally given me a freedom to continue to do yoga, to continue to run, to continue to be able to do many of the things that I was told I shouldn't do, but it helps so much with the pain part of my symptoms that I'm so grateful for it. So that is my testimonial video. So for people who suffer from pain, what a support this is. What a great gift it is to be able to just take 2 little drops under my tongue morning and night. And I can tell you that there are days when I don't, I can tell. So I hope that helps you guys out with their testimonials. Copaiba is one of the greatest oils I've ever seen. For me, for my pain, Deep Blue, I love Deep Blue, don't get me wrong, it helps me for many things, but for my scoliosis pain, it never did a thing. And so, just because a lot of it is so nerve pain, but this has changed my life. So I hope you guys have a good day.
Good morning. I wanted to take an opportunity to talk about one of my favorite oils and one of the oils that I have seen the absolute most results in my life with, and that is Copaiba or Copaiba. Often we refer to the anti-inflammatory aspects of Copaiba and how it supports natural inflammation in our body and helps to reduce inflammation. Now, I am somebody who suffers from chronic pain from multiple car accidents years ago, soft tissue damage. I've carried 3 large babies and then carried them after birth, and my body just it's sore. I will sometimes get to the point where I can't lift my baby out of the crib without feeling like my body's gonna snap in half if I come back up. And I have been taking Copaiba internally with a couple of other oils, and when I am having a really bad day, a very strong pain, so I'm going to say like a 9 out of 10 pain day, I will take a couple of drops of Copaiba in a veggie capsule, and within minutes, I truly feel like a different person. My flexibility, my range of motion, my inflammation, my pain, my anxiety around it as well. I'm not an anxious person, but when I'm in that state of chronic pain and massive pain, I get anxious feelings. I get frustrated. I get deeply emotional. I'm not sleeping properly. And I notice that when I take Copaiba, it absolutely addresses all of those areas. So it helps to calm me down. It also helps to allow me to sleep, which then allows me to heal. So I remember I have 3 small children, and I don't sleep lots because I have 3 small children. And I was laying down with my baby girl for a nap, and I normally during nap time I would, take that opportunity to clean the house, to do the dishes, to do whatever. My back was really sore. I was having a really bad flare-up. There was lots of inflammation. I could hardly move, and I had taken some Copaiba in a soft gel before I laid her down for a nap. And I actually fell asleep with her, and I slept for 4 hours while she napped. And that was like unheard of for me. So that really got me thinking about the different support that Copaiba brings to our body, not just with inflammation, and how it actually helps so many systems within our body. I can honestly say that I wouldn't be able to do the majority of what I do without using this beautiful oil. Now, my husband also has bad teeth. He's had lots of infection in his mouth, poor dental visits, and rotted teeth. And so taking frankincense and taking Copaiba internally in his mouth and swishing it around and even just dropping it on the impacted or infected areas have been a huge saving grace in our lives. For his pain, he doesn't love going to the dentist, so he just kind of tends to deal with it. And it has helped reduce the infection. It has helped to support the inflammation reduction. It has, with pain, with frustration, with everything that you can think of that has arisen from a mouth infection and from pain, chronic inflammation in your body, we have been able to see support in our systems through using Copaiba. So I highly, highly, highly recommend that this little superstar gets added to everyone's daily regime.